Hi, I'm Vic Damone, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Good Seasons, the salad dressing mixes that let you create your own dressing. Different dressings with flavor and freshness you can't buy ready-made. Now, from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Watch it there. Watch it there.
Good evening. This is Durward Kirby. Very nice to have you with us again on I've Got a Secret. And if you're wondering about the dark glasses, don't worry. I've just had a slight setback from a minor eye injury of a couple of weeks ago, and it'll all be done all right in a couple of days. Now that I am up here, well, I got to tell you the truth now. Now, you see, you bunch of finks, you went and spoiled the whole thing. Actually, the show that you're watching now was taped 2 or 3 weeks prior to the time that you're seeing. That evening, if you'll recall, 3 weeks ago, I was also wearing dark glasses, and my eyes haven't gotten that much better in the next half hour. I was trying to make out it was 2 or 3 weeks later, and you... Anyhow, now that I'm up here, why don't we say hello to the little people on the program? Bill Cullen, and Betsy Palmer, and Henry Morgan, and Bess Myers. Give you a close-up look if you want to see something that looks like 2 fried eggs. All right? Now, panel, are you all set to play the game?
Yep.
I'm afraid you're not, however, until you put on your blindfolds. However, each of you may remove his or her blindfold upon completion of his or her turn as questioning. Now that all blindfolds are in place, let us welcome our first contestant, please. Will you come in, sir? Now, panel, we are going to call this gentleman Mr. X. And Mr. X, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll find out the secret that the panel is going to have to guess. All right. Panel, the clue concerns something that he will be doing, and we'll start the questioning. Let's start the questioning with Betsy Palmer, please.
Mr. X, will you be doing this on the stepladder with Gary?
No.
Does the stepladder enter into the secret, though?
Does the stepladder enter into the secret?
Yes.
No.
No. Would we know you? Well, of course, we'd know you if we had heard your name, wouldn't we? Do you have something else on stage with you?
Do you have something else on stage with you?
I do.
Is it alive?
No.
You have something dead on stage with you?
No. Something inanimate, however. You may remove your blindfold. $20 down and $60 to go. And we go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Mr. X, is Gary on the ladder because you're very...
Is Gary on the ladder?
Thank you very much for that kind applause. Now, is Gary on the ladder because you're very tall?
No.
Well, that blew it. Are you on... The thing that you have that died while Betsy was talking to you, is it used in a game?
No. $40 down, $40 to go, and we go to Bess Myerson.
We do we? Now, was Gary on the ladder in order to be higher than you are?
No. Not really. I don't think so.
Well,
definitely the answer is yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes.
Now,
$60 down, $20 to go, and we go to Bill Cullen.
Gary, you moved toward us. Are you still on the ladder?
No, sir, I'm not.
But you're still up in the air.
Yes, sir, I am. All right, wait. Take off your blindfold, and Paul, put me down this minute. Congratulations. most uncomfortable seat I've had in I don't know how long. I'll tell you this. Of course, friends, you recognize this gentleman as being the world's champion weightlifter, Mr. Paul Anderson. And I say he deserves an Oscar for the best supporting role in television this year. At any rate, he was supporting me the entire time that you were asking questions. Now, Paul, let me ask you a couple of things here. Now, I'm no lightweight. Let me feel this chair. Henry, just hoist that. Just... Oh!
That's about. Yeah.
But about 25 pounds. It's good and heavy. And I weigh 165, clothed, so I'll give you an idea what he was holding aloft. Now, Paul, have you put on any weight since I saw you last?
I don't think so. I still weigh about 365.
365. Now, unlike other athletes, Paul has to put on weight to be in top condition, and there's no doubt about it, you are in top condition, I'll tell you that. What was the heaviest weight that you ever lifted, Paul?
The heaviest weight I ever lifted has to do with a back lift. I explain the movement first.
Sure.
The weight is put on a large platform. The lifter gets under, pushes up with his back, leg, raises it clear from the floor. I've lifted the most weight of anyone in the history of the world, 6,270 pounds.
A little over 3 tons. And what was the greatest weight you've ever suspended over your head?
A little over 500 pounds. It gets kind of heavy when you put it up there.
And that is the world's record, and it has never been equaled since. And you hope to top it this next time out, right?
I hope so in the 1964 Olympic Games in Japan.
Great. Now, what is the toughest weightlifting assignment you've ever had?
Well, I've had quite a few tough ones, but I believe sustaining you up there is about the toughest one.
Now he tells us. Before the show, he said, "Oh, it's easy. Don't worry about it." Sitting up there jiggling around. Well, I tell you, we're just thrilled to have you back on the show. And, what is that? Oh, it's right here on my cards, isn't it? Because I want to be sure to mention that. I wanted to congratulate you on the very good work that you're doing for the Paul Anderson Youth Home in Vidalia, Georgia.
Thank you.
It's marvelous, marvelous work. I wish I had time to tell you more about it, but it's a marvelous movement. Thank you, sir, very much.
Good luck, Lou.
Go on, Paul.
Stay. Trying to show this in.
Be seated here, please. All right. Now, then, I will tell you that all 4 of these ladies are from Kankakee, Illinois. Now, I would like to find out their names. Please, your name?
Mrs. Harry Lehman.
Mrs. Harry Lehman. And your name, please?
Mrs. Albert Sellers.
Mrs. Sellers.
Mrs. Lester Wagner.
Mrs. Wagner.
Mrs. Gordon Hayes.
And Mrs. Hayes. All right, now, if you will whisper your secret to me, we'll show it at the same time to our audience at home. All lean in and whisper, Well, now, just that there's no misunderstanding, let's have each of them whisper to me again. Yes? Yes? Well, there you go. All right, panel. Before I give you a clue to the secret, there's something that I want to show you all. Excuse me, Mrs. Sellers. Now, there is something about this number containing 28 digits that our audience at home and our studio audience ought to know. It is the only clue that I will give you to the secret which these ladies share, and we'll start the questioning with, let's start with Betsy, please.
Is this something that 2 ladies did together?
Yes.
With so many numbers, the only thing I can think of is like sewing together, like stitches, you know, like quilting.
No.
Is it something that you did with your hands in preference to the rest of your body?
Physically speaking, only their hands were involved, yes.
Your hands were involved. Was the machine...
$20 down, $60 to go, and we go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Well, of course, that does look a lot like one of the new phone numbers.
And a local one at that.
Ladies, is this something that you made which when you got finished, was counted?
No.
Is it the number of times something happened?
No. That is only a clue.
That's all I'm using it for, Doc.
All righty.
It's not telling me anything. And I'm not telling it anything. Is that number have anything to do with couldn't? Pages in books?
No. All right, we've lost 40. I have 40 to go, and Bess Meyerson, please.
Was this some kind of philanthropic endeavor?
No.
Hardly,
Oh,
no.
well, you might have raised that many pennies. Did you do this individually and then come together?
No, it all happened to them all at the same time.
It happened to you all at the same time?
$60 down, $20 to go. We go, please, to Bill Cullen.
It can't be the number of times of anything or an amount of money. Is the money directly related, or the numbers, that number directly related to your secret?
I would say it's indirect. No, it's directly related. However, it could have happened without anybody ever having seen that number.
It's in the trillions, or even better.
I'll explain that a little later.
Or is this a sequence of events, like something happened twice, then it happened 5 times twice, then it happened 4 times, 5 times? You're all grandmothers.
No, that's not it.
There's nothing in that. That number fascinates me.
All right, we've lost $80, and Betsy, you are the last ditch.
The last ditch, I said a stitch before.
He was the first ditch. You were the first ditch. That's right.
The first ditch.
Well, perhaps those numbers don't give you enough of a clue. Let me tell you that those numbers represent the odds against what happened to these ladies. That number to 1 is what the odds were. Beth, you have a...
It is. It's a perfect bridge hand.
That's exactly what it is. These ladies have a bridge club which has been playing together for 31 years. And several weeks ago, when they picked up their cards, they discovered that each of them had been dealt a perfect bridge hand. Now, Mrs. Hay, you were the dealer. Were you able to keep a poker face? No joke intended. When you picked up a hand containing 13 spades?
Well,
Were you able to keep from falling out of your chair or anything?
hardly.
Well, Mrs. Lehman, were you excited when you discovered that you had 13 clubs?
Oh, discouraged.
Discouraged? Why? I don't know enough about bridge.
Oh, clubs are the low man on the totem pole.
Well, the rest of you shouldn't feel too bad either, that you didn't win. Actually, the odds against any one player getting a perfect hand in a bridge deal are 635 billion, 13,559,600 to 1, which is pretty good. Now, by the way, Pamela, getting back to this number, can any of you read the odds up there against 4 people each getting 13 cards of a suit in one deal?
Never.
All right, let me go up and try to explain to you, because it's very simple. I figured it out. My producer's 11-year-old son figured it out. All right, here we go. Starts here. Wait a minute. Let me get this magic marker here, or whatever it is. And I'll go down to the other end and makes it an easier way for you to comprehend this figure. Put a comma there, comma, 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 and finally that. Now, we start here with 2 octillion, 554 septillion, 511 sextillion, 322 quintillion, 166 quadrillion, 132 trillion, 992 billion, 344 million, 640,000
Right.
to 1.
Gary?
Yes, sir.
Who says so?
I just said so. Didn't you hear me back? No, somebody figured that out, and I trust him.
It's happened before.
It has happened before. I didn't know that. Ladies, if it happens to you again, please get in touch with us, because the odds on that, you'd come on the show. We'd only need one group of contestants. We could spend all night reading the number, you know. Thank you so much. You've just been delightful to meet you.
Stay tuned.
I just asked, Henry, our producer, Chester Feldman, where they got that figure from, the quadrillions and all that kind of business, and the whole story was in the newspapers, and that was the number that was in the newspaper story. Where they got it from, we do not know. Now, my friends, it is time for us to meet our special guest for tonight. Here's a young man who is equally at home working in television, supper clubs, movies, making hit records, and co-owner with Jerry Lewis in the Jerry Lewis restaurant, which I think is kind of cozy. Here's Vic Damone. About that Chinese red jacket you are wearing.
Well, if you like one, I'll have them made for you, Gary.
Well, no, it's marvelous on you, but I don't think it's my style. It is a brilliant, brilliant Chinese lacquer red. This is about as racy as I get with these little checks here.
Pretty racy.
Yeah, pretty racy. Of course, the choice of clothes, sports clothes in particular, is purely a matter of personal preference. And, matter of fact, it has to do with an interesting little problem that Vic has brought us tonight. We're going to bring out here Roger Peterson, our associate producer, who will be wearing another sportswear outfit. And we want to find out how well you know each other on the panel. And we'll start our first experiment on Henry Morgan. But first, let's get Roger Peterson out here. Hello there, sweetheart. Listen, don't laugh. Wear one of those on a bus in New York. People get up and offer you a seat. All right, now here's what we're going to try to find out about Henry and about the rest of the panel. Now, Henry, when you look at the three outfits, write down on your pad which of them you would prefer to wear on a vacation. Don't let your fellow panelists see what your choice is. Now, we want the rest of you on the panel to write down, without consultation, the outfit that you think Henry would select, provided he had to choose among these three. And we'll see how well you can predict Henry's taste. All right, everybody got it written, and don't let your fellow panelists see. You good?
Henry's in trouble.
Well, we go over, I think, now to... why don't you canvass the panel? Start with Bill, huh?
How about you, Bill?
Well, I think you'd wear the outfit Roger is wearing, because I think Gary's is a little too conservative, and yours, although not too conservative, is just about right. But I've seen Henry in the swimming pool, and he has beautiful knees, and I think he'd use the opportunity to show it. No, I truly think he would pick the one Roger is wearing.
All right.
By a matter of taste.
Fine, the one worn by Roger Peterson, and I'll... who do you want to ask next?
How about Betsy?
Well, I would say Rogers, too, because I have a feeling that, well, Henry's kind of bon vivant, you know, and a man about town. And I like,
bon vivant, friends. In English, that means bony knees.
No, it doesn't got these knees. That's what he has. No, I think that Henry would wear an ascot, and I think that's just a nice muted Madras jacket. And,
pants are too short.
No, and I think Henry's just enough of a show-off he'd wear.
How about you, Betsy?
Well, oddly enough, I agree. We saw Henry in Florida without, I did anyway.
I never saw him without shorts.
I did, and his legs happened to be his greatest asset.
Beautiful.
And and also he dislikes the heat so intensely. He likes to keep cool, and I think that if he were in a southern climate, he would choose that.
All right, now, how about for the revelation? Henry, which one of the three would you choose if you had to?
Roger.
That's what I chose.
You told you're absolutely right. You know it very well. All right, Rod, if you will, thank you very much for displaying your knees, and if you'll shove that blackboard out here, we've got a test here for Beth. And you want to explain this for us, Vic?
Well, we have 4 famous women here.
Yes.
And Beth, we want to know which one that we think, that you would like to be. Now, we have Florence Nightingale, who is famous for her dedication as a nurse. And now we have Madame Curie, who is famous for her intelligence and her scientific discovery of radium. We have Queen Elizabeth I of England, famous for her statesmanship. And then we have Cleopatra. And you all know what she's famous.
All right, so, Beth, if you'll write down your choice of which of these ladies you would rather have been if you had to be one of the 4, and the other 3 panelists make your notations, okay? All right, so let's start the canvassing the other way. Let's start with Henry and work up to Bill, huh?
I chose Cleopatra.
Oh, Henry.
Because the money's very good. And Beth wouldn't have to waste her time doing what these other ladies did.
Betsy?
Well, I chose Madame Curie, because I believe that Beth has a scientific mind, and she works and looks as good in kitchens as Madame Curie looks in her scientific research there in her laboratory.
Well, in order that at least one of us be right, I had to eliminate either Miss Nightingale or Her Majesty. I eliminated Miss Nightingale. I chose Queen Elizabeth because I think Beth has a statesman's mind, and that gives us a 3 to 4 chance of being right somewhere along the family.
All right, well, I'll tell you, as my choice would have been Madame Curie, although I don't know, just because I know that Beth is interested in humanitarian things and also has a very bright mind. So, Beth, what is the rev? How close were we?
Madame Curie.
Hey, see, I know our Beth. All right. Now, what do you have in mind here for this is for Henry, right? Yeah. Oh, it's for Bill. For Bill. Now, these represent 3 different desert islands, and we have to assume that you were cast away on one of these desert islands, but some people have been cast away there before you. Here is who you would be spending your time with on these islands.
On the first island. Okay. On the first island, there would be Albert Schweitzer, Mr. Frank Sinatra. Who's he? Who's she? Elsa Maxwell and Gina Lollobrigida.
Island number 2.
We have Brigitte Bardot, and Sophia Loren, Elizabeth Taylor, Cary Grant.
All right. On the third island,
we have Casey Stengel, Charles de Gaulle, Noel Coward, and Zsa Zsa.
all right, Bill, write down the island that you would like to be cast away on, 1, 2, or 3, and the rest of you put down 1, 2, or 3. And it didn't take Bill long to make up his mind. I want to start with Betsy and work down.
Betsy?
All right, I would say number 3. Just because he's such a big sport, this boy.
All right.
I'd say number 2 because that's where I'm going, and I want to be with Bill.
I thought him right down.
Yes.
Well?
I said number 2 because I figured no matter how well Cary Grant does, there'd still be Sophia Loren and Bridget Bardot or Elizabeth Taylor, and he could give Cary Grant competition any day.
You know it. And before your choice is revealed, I will say that I would have chosen number 3, seriously, because those are the people you'd like to talk with. Wouldn't you like to hear Casey Stengel talking to de Gaulle? I don't want to. All right, let's see. Which island did you go to,
Well,
Bill?
because I don't want to be talking on my island. I picked number 2.
Now we have one left, one test for Betsy. We'll have to hurry it up.
That's my boy.
Oh, look at that little thing.
It's an ocelot.
Isn't that a beauty?
And now...
Now we have a choice of 3 pets. I have here in my arms a little dog, which is a cross between a husky and a Malamute. Down here we have the furriest little lamb you ever saw. Yeah, fine. You hold the dog, won't you? Good. And on the table here, very, very sleepy tonight, we have an ocelot, which will grow up to be 2 or 3 feet long.
By the way, I found out before the show that he's a Sinatra fan.
Yes, sure.
I went to fed him.
All right. Now, let's see now. Betsy, would you write down, please, your choice? If you had to take one of these as a pet, which one would you choose? All right, everybody else, we have 30 seconds, so we're going to have to move real fast. So let's start with Beth, please.
Well, I chose an ocelot because I know that Betsy has a cat at home and she has a preference for them.
All right, Henry?
Ocelot.
You say the ocelot?
Dog.
You do what?
Dog.
You take the dog, and what do you say?
Ocelot.
The ocelot. So, we know ourselves pretty well. Vic, thank you very much, my friend, for being with us.
Thank
Take
you so
care.
much.
Vic DeMoe.
Goodbye.
We'll be right back with you again after this important message.
Oh, they can bite you very hard. I know that. Come on, Swiss. Come on.
Ow.
Come on.
We will feel like chinchilla.
Oh, are we back? Hey, friends, we're all so fascinated with the little ocelot here and with the lamb, and we're kind of out of time, and so wherever you are, goodbye, take care, and we'll see you. Give me back.
Men's clothing by Saks Fifth Avenue.